Hi everyone, and welcome back. So today we're going to start Unit 4, and this is about probability. And today we're going to look at probability of simple events, and this can be found on page 470 in the textbook. Okay, go ahead and put your first name and your last name up at the top, your class hour, and today's date. And let's take a look at the two objectives for today. We're going to find the probability of simple events, and we're going to find the probability of the complement of an event. Okay, so find the probability of simple events. And we're going to find the probability of the complement of an event. Okay, so we're going to find the probability of simple events and find the probability of the compound or the complement of an event. Okay, so a simple event means that it's an outcome or a collection of outcomes. Whereas the complement is what won't happen. So the probability will be the likelihood of something happening, whereas the complement of an event is something that won't happen. Something that can happen versus something that can't happen. All right, let's take a look at number 1. It says a bag contains 7 pink, 2 white, and 6 blue marbles. 1 marble is selected without looking. Find the probability of blue. Then describe the likelihood of the event. Write impossible, unlikely, equally likely, likely, or certain. Okay, well, when we're finding probability, the probability of an event, okay, so PE, or probability of an event, means the number of favorable outcomes over the total outcomes. Okay, so I always say yes, it can happen over total. So yes over total. Okay, so for this one, we're going to find the probability of blue. So we're going to find the probability of blue. So how many ways can I draw a blue marble out of my bag? Well, there are 6 blues, so that would be 6. Over, and then how many total ways can we draw? Well, the total ways would be how many marbles we have in our bag altogether. So there are 7 plus 2, which is 9. 9 plus 6, which is 15. So that would be 6 over 15. And then we'll reduce that down by 3, so that would be 2/5. And then there's your answer, 2/5. All right, then we need to describe the likelihood of the event. Okay, so is 2/5 impossible, unlikely to happen, equally likely, likely, or certain? Well, what does each one mean? Impossible would be 0. Okay, it means it can never happen. So for this one, it'd be like saying, what's the probability of drawing purple? Well, purple's not even a color in the bag, so that's never going to happen, right? Unlikely means it's less than half. Equally likely means it's exactly half. Likely means it's more than half. And certain means 100%. Okay? So 0, less than half, exactly half, more than half, or 100%. So 2/5. Would 2/5 be more or less than half? Okay, we know it's not half, so it's either more or less. In this case, it would be less, right? 2 out of 5 would be just less than 50%, so about 40%. Okay, so it would be unlikely. So this would be unlikely to occur. Okay, so remember, probability is basically the chance of something happening, is how I like to say it. All right, let's try the guided questions on our own. And let's take a look. So this time we're going to find the probability of white. So the probability of white. Okay, how many ways can I draw a white one? There's only 2 in the bag. Out of the total ways, there was 15 total. 2/15 does not reduce, so that is the final answer. And for this one, Since it's 2/15, that means it's very less than half, but not 0, so it's still unlikely to occur. And there we go. All right, let's look at example 2. It says Katie rolls a 6-sided number cube whose sides are numbered 1 through 6, so like a regular die. Find the probability of even, then describe the likelihood of the event by choosing one of these following. Okay, so we're going to do the probability of evens. Okay, so think about when you're playing board games. Okay, hopefully you've played at some point, or at least you know what a die is. Okay, so we need the probability of getting an even number. So how many even numbers would there be from 1 through 6? So we would have a 2, a 4, and a 6. So that's 3. So the probability of even would be 3, and then of course there's 6 outcomes. And then we know that 3 over 6 makes 1/2. Okay, so in this case, since it's exactly half, that means it's equally likely. All right. Again, impossible means 0. Unlikely means less than half. Equally likely means exactly half. Likely means more than half, and certain is 100%. Okay, let's try the guided question by ourselves. And let's take a look. So it says find the probability of 3, 4, 5, or 6, and then describe it. All right, so we're going to find the probability of 3, 4, 5, or 6. Okay, well, there's 4 ways that it can happen because there's a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. So there's 4 ways out of a total of 6 ways. So we can reduce that by 2, which is going to make this 2/3. Okay, 2/3 is more than half, so that makes it likely this time. All right, let's try example 3. All right, now we're going to switch to the other part of the unit, or this lesson, which is to find the complement, meaning what's not going to happen. All right, so what's the probability of not finding blue in the first example? All right, so let's try that. So it's going to be the probability of not blue. The probability of not blue. So look back at the first example. All right, it says that there's 7 pink, 2 white, and 6 blue. So how many of those are not blue? So that'd be 7 and 2, which is 9. All right, and then we said there's a total out of 15. There's a total of 15. Okay, so 9/15, that reduces by 3. So that would be 3/5. And that means it's more than half, so that is likely to occur. All right, and you should be able to check your work. So when we found blue, we should have found blue was 2/5. So 2/5 and 3/5 makes 5/5, which would be 100%, right? Okay, so you can always double check your work on these. All right, let's go ahead and try number 3 on the guided question, and that's going to be it then. All right, number 3, find the probability of not getting a 6 when you roll a standard number cube. So how many ways can you not roll a 6? How many ways can you not roll a 6? That means there are 5 ways, right? You can get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 5 out of 6 ways. Okay, and that does not reduce, so is it impossible, unlikely, equally likely, likely, or certain? It is likely. It's probably going to happen. All right. All right, and that's it for this lesson. It's a short one, so thanks for watching, and if you haven't had a chance to, go ahead and subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thanks, I'll see you next time.